welcome to the SOLIDWORKS review. In this review we're going to be talking about how we made the review part number 1, which is the candlestick. This is what the candlestick looks like. We're given a lot of hints of how to build it, but basically looking at this object we know we're going to use the revolve because it's symmetrical and it looks like it rotates around at a center axis. So let's look at all of these dimensions and make a sketch that can be revolved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that the center axis is going to go right down the center here, and then I'm just going to draw this profile on the right side all the way up. And I'm going to put my origin at the bottom of the candlestick right here and then define everything related to that. So I'm going to switch over to SOLIDWORKS and create a new part. And let's go ahead and start a new sketch. And I'm going to do that on the front plane because if we look at the picture, that's aiming towards the front. We could do it easily on the right plane as well, but I'm going to pick the front plane. And let's go ahead and start with the line down at the origin. So remember, this is the center of the bottom. And one of the cool things about the line tool is you can change it into an arc tool by just going back and forth onto that point there. You'll have to try it around with your own mouse to make sure that you know how to do it. But basically it starts as a line tool and then goes back and forth. So let's see, it goes around that, then goes straight, then curves and goes straight up. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the straight part going in, and then it will curve going up. So it turned back into the line tool. Let's make it the other tool again. So it'll curve going up and then up straight. It'll go off, make another arc going around here. So you kind of mold it and play with it until it gets to what you want. So another vertical line. Let's look at our drawing again. So we got vertical and then it goes into another curve and then to that ridge there. So we'll just keep following that up. Hold our mouse there to change it to the curve. Zoom out a little bit, or zoom in and out. And then we'll go ahead and make the other ridge here. Okay, and we can fix that in a minute. Then we're going to go in and then drop down in here for the hole before we reach the center. Alright. We'll go ahead and just fill this in to make a contour. So that's the basic shape. So now we want to add in dimensions that will make it the right shape as shown here. So let's go ahead and start at the bottom and make a dimension all the way to the top. We know that this was 7 inches. So let's go ahead and make it 7. Okay, you can see that everything that's not defined gets altered when we make that change. So you want to be careful that it's going in the right direction. Okay, next let's make this center ridge. I'm going to do all the vertical things first. Let's make the center ridge 3 inches high. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in to this center right here. Make it 3 inches high, and I'm actually going to pull them out to the left because that's where it is in the drawing that we're given. I'm going to pull this one out as well. Okay, and we know that this hole for the candle is not that deep, so we're going to pull it up a bit and make it only 1 inch deep. And I'm going to go ahead and add a center line because the center line will help us define the diameter, and that other line won't. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to actually delete this other line so it's not there at the moment, so that we can have access to that center line. So we know that this diameter here is 0.75. So I'm going to go ahead and smart dimension that. Remember, if you click on a line and then the construction line, or the center line, you can make it diameter on one side and radius on the other. So we want to make that a diameter, and we want to make that the 0.75. So we do that. Let's fix this up here really fast. Let's add a relation to make this right under that, and another one to make this right under this one here. That way that's like the other ones. Let's also add the relation between those three ridges to make them all the same radius. That's given in one of the hints on the paper that we're given. And we can see in our drawing that the middle one is defined with a dimension and the other two are linked to it. This TYP here means typical, and it means that that is typical for everything that looks like it. So let's go ahead and put in that dimension on the middle one here. So that's the 0.25 inches. So you can see that all three of those increased. Okay, we can see that a lot is turning black, but a lot is still blue. Let's go ahead and define this bottom here to be the 4.5 diameter. So let's click on the center line, and remember to hold the shift and click on this arc so you can get it to that whole, to the end of the arc instead of just to the center of it. So let's see, 4.5 is that one. And then the one up top is 2.5. Check that one more time. Yep, 2.5. So a smart dimension between this and shift click. And that one will be 2.5. Okay, this puts this out quite a ways. So in this, it says the candle hole is the same diameter as the candlestick down below it. You can kind of see that here. So we're going to just link that up to the 0.75 here with a relation. So we'll click on this line and then this line here so that it is collinear. Okay, and one of the things that it automatically added for us is these tangent relationships, which we don't want those because we want to define this differently. So this one is actually tangent and this one bends before it goes into that. It's kind of hard to read in that drawing, but we've got to see that that's what it means. So we'll go ahead and make this a 3. That makes it a lot bigger and more what we want. So sometimes when you're drawing it, it won't actually put in that tangent relationship. Alright, and then the last thing is this one down here. This radius should be the 0.75. So we'll go ahead and smart dimension that to be the 0.75. It looks like everything is now fully defined. It says it down here. Everything is black and not blue. Let's move our dimensions around a little bit so they're a little bit clear what they're pointing to. One thing that I like to do is go through all of these and make sure they're in the same place, and then you can check and make sure all of them are correct and there, and that we don't have any extra ones. So let's go ahead and we'll exit the sketch, go to the Features tab, and since our sketch is selected, it'll automatically go into this tool when we select it. Okay, this is saying that our sketch is open, and it wants to know if we want to do a thin revolution, or if we want it to have the sketch be automatically closed. We want it to automatically close the sketch, so we'll just draw a line down that center line automatically, and that looks like what we want it, so we'll go ahead and accept it, and there we have it. It's all the way done. If we wanted to, we can change the material. We can edit it to brass, which is just kind of fun, and there we're done.